Good morning, everybody. Today is Memorial Day. So, Memorial Day is a day where we celebrate and honor those who served our country and who passed away. So, what I'd like to do today is to draw an American flag blowing in the wind. And keeping with the drawings we've been doing, I want to do it in a three-dimensional style. So, this is a scrap piece of paper. Let me just review a little bit. We've been drawing some cylinders and some cubes. And so what we usually do is we draw the top. You don't have to do this. This is just as me reviewing. So I have the top of my shapes here. And then I draw the lines coming down. So wherever there's a turn or a corner, I draw the lines coming down. So here I have corners. Here, a cylinder doesn't necessarily have corners in the same way, but here's where the edges turn. That's what we can see. And then what we do is, copying the top shape, I copy that line down here. So here I have this kind of line pointing down. So I want to do the same thing here. Same thing with the cylinder. I have this curve at the bottom here. I want to curve it down here too. So we're going to be doing this same kind of technique. We're going to draw the top of our flag, and then we are going to draw our lines coming down, and then draw our bottom. So let's check it out. I'm going to make it kind of simple. I'm going to leave some space over here for a flagpole, but I'm going to draw a curve that's going down, and then I'm going to loop it around kind of like an S. You see that? So it's kind of like a big swirly S type shape. And then I'm going to do the same thing going this way. So I'm going to continue this line, but I'm going to do it backwards. So my S is going to kind of curve this way. I don't know what to call that otherwise. Sometimes I say, oh, it looks like something, but this looks kind of like the top of a puzzle piece, I guess. Now, so we have the top of our shape. Now I want to draw those lines coming down, just like we did with our cube and our cylinder, those lines that we did coming down. So I'm going to draw, let's draw these two, one on the front and one on the back. Or vice versa, I guess this might be the back. And then each place where my line made a big curve, kind of like we do with our cylinders, I'm going to draw a line coming down. So almost imagine this is a cylinder here. I'm going to draw a line coming down here, and it's going to stop. I'm going to do the same over here. A line coming down here, stop. Because our flag is bending behind itself, so we can't see the whole thing. Can you guess where our next two lines are going to go? We have these curves right here, just like on our cylinder. That curve, our line came down. So let's do that. Line coming down, and a line coming down. Cool, do you see what we're starting to do? Is it starting to make sense in 3 dimensions? Now, just like on our other shapes, how we copied kind of that top line, I'm going to copy this curve right here. So I'm going to come down and then up. And you know what I think? Maybe I should have made this line a little bit longer, and that's okay to adjust things as you go. Let's do the same thing here. So I'm going to copy this curve. Maybe I need to make that one a little longer too. Now we need to do one more, and it's copying this curve, and it's going to go here. But we can't see the whole thing because it's going behind. So really, I'm just going to draw a little line going right across the middle there. You see our flag here now? It looks like could be a big ribbon or a spaghetti noodle or something like that. You could do the same technique to make a banner that says Happy Birthday or Merry Christmas, but today we're making a flag. So let's go ahead and draw the parts of our American flag. So let's start with the big blue field here in the corner. So I'm just going to draw kind of like in the middle of this line. I'm going to pick a spot And I'm going to copy this curve because I want it to make sense in 3D. And I'm going to put it right there. Cool. Now, our flag has 50 stars on it. Now, I don't think we're going to be able to fit all 50 stars in just this section. We're going to have to imagine that some of them are wrapping around the back here, but we're not going to be able to see those. In fact, right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of shade in these back sections because they're in the back and the sunlight's not hitting them, and there's just not as much detail that we want to do there. And it also just might get really confusing. I'm just going to take my pencil, kind of shade those in a little bit. Sometimes I leave my finger to kind of smooth that out and blend all my pencil marks together. Okay, let's get back to those stars. So there's 50. So there's 5 stars going down. And then there'll be 10 stars to go along. So I'm going to put a little mark. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's kind of giving me an idea of where I can fit those stars. Now, some of you may be like, I'm really good at doing stars, Mr. Cherubini. Some people are going to say, Mr. Cherubini, I'm terrible at doing stars. There's lots of ways of doing it. Right now I'm freehanding it, and each one of my stars is different, and that's okay. We're doing this out of respect and to honor those people, and we're doing our best job just like they did their best job. If you want, you can do your stars like this. And if you want to leave those lines in there, that's okay. If you want to go back through later and color those in or erase those, you can do that. Whatever works for you. I'm just going to go ahead and do all of mine like this. And you can see I'm just doing 5 each time. Now, this might take you a little while. I'm going maybe a little quicker than what you would be able to do at home, and that's okay. When I get to the edge here, I'm going to ask you to stop making stars and just keep following along with me, or if you want, you can pause the video and finish making as many stars as you can fit on here. But then when you're ready, I want you to keep following along with me while we do the stripes of our flag. How many did I get? We have 50. Do you know why there's 50 stars? 50 stars because there's 50 states in our country, and that's changed over time. There used to be a circle in the middle with 13 stars, and then 25 as we added more states, and up right now we're at 50, and it's been 50 for a long time. So I think I was only able to fit 7 across here, so we're gonna have to imagine that on this side there's maybe 3 more stars wrapping around. Let's draw our stripes. Now I'm going to start our stripes in this middle section because the stripes start the whole way from the top and go the whole way to the bottom. And there's 13 stripes. So I'm going to make sure that I have 13. So I'm going to count. 1, 2, 3, and they're a little curved. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and this will be my 13th one. I'm going to space this out a little bit so that last one doesn't end up being so much bigger than the rest of them. And you know, I didn't have that planned out, I knew I needed 13, but how much space there, I just kind of made it up as I went. Let's do the same thing over here, so you're just going to count 13 again. So 1, and I'm following this shape. If I just drew straight lines on here, it would look weird. So I'm following this curve. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the curves are starting here. 9, 10, 11, 12. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a little bit longer. And that's going to be my 13th stripe right there. If you go to this side now, there's only 6 down here because the blue takes up the other 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this last one makes 6. Pretty good. Now, if you go to color this, I'm not going to color mine because it just takes me too long, for these videos at least. The top one is red, and the bottom is red, and then it alternates, of course, in between, so red, white. So if you start up here on the top with red, you should end up with red on the bottom. Let's go ahead and add a flagpole real quick, and then we'll call this Dunzo. So I'm going to draw a circle up here. If you were really adventurous, you could put an eagle up here or something like that. I'm going to draw a circle and just a curve underneath it. And then I'm going to draw 2 lines for our pole. And then you can just connect it with 2 little lines here like it's tied to that pole there. And that's it. You can go ahead and color this. You can write some words on here. If you know somebody who has served in the military, maybe they passed away, you could write their name on here to honor that person. But I hope you give this a try, and I hope later, if you want to, you take this technique and you turn it into all kinds of crazy stuff. We can do the same thing here. And just like I drew that curve, you can make all kinds of big banners now, or big flags for other stuff too. And it's just the same technique, just put more curves in it this time. All right, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this drawing. I hope you have a nice Memorial Day, and thank you to all those out there who've served our military and helped our country. So have a great day, everybody.